Hey guys, I am back and today we're talking about something a little bit deep. Just a little bit, very little. Okay, we're going beyond surface level right now, but it's something I felt like I had to talk about because not only have I experienced it, I've seen other people going through a hard time because of it, and I felt like I should talk about it. Just bring it to the table and let it just be there so it doesn't make anyone uncomfortable when I talk about it later on, because this is going to be like one of those beyond surface level talks, because these talks are important to the society. Like, there are people who need to hear it, and there are people who need to know that this shouldn't have to be our normal, and that this is also like something you can't exactly remove from a person. It just happens. It's part of life, and we all need to learn to like deal with it if it happens to us, and we also need to learn to stop it if it's something we do to others. So before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Also click on the bell icon so you do not miss an update. It will mean a lot to me and it will help me a ton. Okay, let's get into the video. Hey guys, this is Jane. Welcome back to the channel. Hey! Okay, so comparison. Basically, I think everyone has been in this shoe before. We've all been compared to somebody else, and we've compared ourselves to other people, and we've also compared other people to somebody else. Comparison is a three-way street. You're either looking from the outside and comparing two different people, or you're comparing yourself to somebody else, or somebody else is comparing you to themselves or somebody else. Either way, none of those are good. Comparing yourself to others, that is a no-no, because it's bad for your mental health. It would, even without you knowing it, your mental health is declining as you're comparing yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to somebody else. It's not good for your mental health. Comparing yourself to somebody else is a two-way street. It's either you're thinking highly of yourself or you're thinking pretty low of yourself. If you're thinking highly of yourself, that is kind of like a ego boost for you, because we all do it sometimes. I think we all do that. I probably even do it, but then I never actually catch myself while I'm doing it. But then we all have to like stop the act of comparing. If it's a good way, like I am better than this person, if it's the ego boost you need, but actually coming out and saying it to the person that I think I'm better than you, it's not nice. Because even if you're boosting your mental health and your ego or whatever you need to boost, you're actually decreasing the other person's mental state. Even if they don't make it seem that way, you are doing that to the person. Because just reverse the position and see what it's like. If that person actually comes up to you and tells you, I think I am better than you, how would you feel? So anytime you think about comparing yourself to others, out loud or in your head, think about how you would feel if the roles were reversed. The second part of comparing yourself to others is the negative side. Don't even do it. Like, just please don't do it. It's going to affect your mental health. And even if you think that, nah, it's not doing anything right now, in the long run, you would notice the difference that it's made. In 2017, I started doing yoga. And the year after I started following yogis on Instagram, which I thought was like an inspiration to help me get me jacked up and like be inspired to do yoga. Like, even if it's not every single day, like a few times in a week, they were teaching me how to like be better at yoga. Even though it was kind of inspiring me, over a long period of time, I realized that even though there was a positive side to it, I found myself comparing myself to them, to all of them, because they could do poses that I had not reached, And that was because they had spent years learning that particular thing, and I just got started. But then I still found myself comparing myself to them, which I knew I had to stop. When I realized that the negative outweighed the positive, I decided that this is time to have a clean break. So I unfollowed all of them and just told myself, if I want to do yoga, I will do yoga my way. That's it. So imagine like someone you actually really love, your sister or your brother or anybody you really care about. Imagine if somebody else was telling them everything you were telling yourself. How would it make you feel? You would feel protective because it's like, why are they saying all these negative things about this person that I care about? So anytime you catch yourself comparing yourself to somebody else in a negative way, just think about that and just stop it. Just capture all those thoughts and just push it aside. I've seen people with a bad mental state because they've been compared to other people by people they care about. I feel it's something that we need to stop doing to others and to ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to just, life is already pretty hard enough. Like, why go and then had the problem of comparison? Like, no thank you. Let's just not do that. Which brings us to the other portion of comparison, which is being the one who is compared. That is, somebody else is comparing you to themselves or comparing you to somebody else. If you're the one in that position, my advice is either call out the person, tell them, I do not like this. I do not like being compared to you. I do not like being compared to others. Tell them right to their face. Don't let it be something that they do constantly, because it's not nice to have somebody around who constantly compares you to somebody else or to themselves. If they compare you to themselves, tell them that you are everything that you say you are, but it's not a competition. I am not in a competition with you. My life is this, your life is that. We have different paths and we can arrive at our destination at different times. And that's just the way life is. The other part of it is when the person is comparing you to somebody else. Well, what can you say to that? I don't like it. The same thing, like, I'm not that person is not me. The life the person has, it's not the same life I have. So just don't do it. I do not like it. Just directly tell them to their face, because I've been in a place where I've seen a friend of mine having a really hard time because people were comparing her to somebody else. It's really not nice being compared to somebody else, because it's like I just want to pull out my hair just thinking about it. In the long run, all of this, it actually decreases people's mental health. And if it's a constant thing that happens like consistently, there is a thin line between I am coping and I can't do this anymore. And we have to be considerate of other people's feelings. If we're the one doing the comparing, then I feel like we should just take a step back and reassess everything we've said, everything we've done to the person, and just try to reflect and see if it actually is something you wouldn't like if the person did to you. And if you feel like you should apologize to the person, then go ahead and apologize, because this comparing thing is really getting out of hand. Not only have I been in the position of being compared to with somebody else, I have seen other people being compared to other people, and it's something that I knew that I had to talk about, because one way or the other, it's like our mental state is up here, and if we constantly keep getting compared to somebody else, it's like it keeps going down little by little, and by the time you get really low, it's like late for you to like realize that, oh my god, this thing has actually affected me really badly than I thought it would have, and I just need to talk to this person and tell them this. Just don't even bring up the topic of this person is better than you, or I think this is this, or I think this is that. Here's the thing, if you even want to compare anybody, let it be that person to you. Like, just go out and tell them like, oh my god, you're so much better at this than me. That isn't actually comparing. It's more like I want to learn and I want to grow and I want to be better. That's that type of comparing, and I feel that is actually good. Not only is it good for the person in the positive way, it's also good for you because you know you have room to grow and you want to actually take that step to grow. So all of this comparing thing, comparing yourself to somebody else and other people comparing you to somebody else or comparing each other, I've seen a lot of people keep quiet about this when it actually affects them in a negative way, and I knew I had to say something. Like, this is the type of discussion we need to actually come out and talk about. This is me actually just coming out and opening the conversation, but then I don't feel like I've covered enough ground for this topic, and if I have something else to add to it, I'll make a separate video. And if anybody else, my family or my friends, have something to add to this or talk about this, then I would definitely add them to this conversation. And if you feel like I have not talked about some things, then I think you should just drop it down in the comment section below, and I would go through it and I would get back to you in the next video. Well, that's it for this video. Remember, if you have a question or a content suggestion for me, drop it down in the comments below. And if you don't have anything, just say hi. I would love to get to know you. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Bye!
Hey you, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.